pre-diabetics and diabetics, simple strategies to help you lower your meds by stabilizing your blood sugar. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a doctor and I'm not telling you to lower your meds, but what I am saying is these strategies are going to help you stabilize your blood sugar. Your doctor will notice and he will start lowering your medication. So let's get into it. There's 5 different steps we're going to talk about. Okay. The first one is eating on a schedule. Now, keep in mind, these are all very simple. So none of this is going to turn your life upside down. The second one is we're going to put some essential fats in your diet. You're going to eat some essential fats. The third one is we want you to use more easily digestible foods. And again, we'll get into that with more detail in a minute. The fourth one is, as I call, emergency foods. We need to make sure that you are keeping foods in your pockets so that you don't allow yourself to get hungry, because once you're hungry, your blood sugar is dropping. And then the fifth one, very simple. So we just need you to literally have some water when you're eating, and we'll get into that as well. All right, let's dive in, because the best part about this, not only is it going to stabilize your blood sugar to help you get off your meds, you're going to have more energy and you're going to drop body fat in the process, because I cannot tell you how many of my clients I've helped that have been, type 1 and type 2 for that matter, that it just with the use of insulin and the different meds out there, they have a hard time dropping body fat. Well, we're going to take care of all this in one fell swoop. So the first thing we're talking about is eating on a schedule. What we got to think about is not letting ourselves get hungry. So when we say eating on a schedule, don't get shell shocked. We're not asking you to do anything crazy here. We're asking you to basically kind of look at your current setup. If you're eating 3 times a day, what you want to do at that point is just put a couple of healthy snacks in between your meals. So you might go breakfast snack, lunch snack, dinner snack. So that way you went from 3 feedings to 6 feedings. Now, a lot of you guys are thinking, man, if I eat like that, I'm going to get fat. Well, you're actually not, because what we're doing is we're going to be feeding your metabolism through proper digestion, which digestion is a big part of this. And when your digestion optimizes, it feeds your metabolism, which gives you more energy, actually helps you sleep better, and reduces body fat. And you don't have to do a bunch of exercise you don't want to do. So now, can you eat Snickers and Milky Ways as your snack between meals? No. So we're going to get into that here in a minute. But the simple way to think about this is you want to not let yourself get hungry, because if you're getting hungry, your blood sugar is dropping. If by the time you feel the hunger, it's too late. Well, now we got a problem on our hands. So that is the first tip, first element, first strategy, is keep some food in your pockets. Call it emergency food. We're going to dive in a minute, so that you never let yourself get hungry. And this will be a game changer. All right. Number 2, essential fats. So, there's good fats and bad fats. That's why we say essential fat. We don't want to use crappy fats. We want to use fats like avocado, olive oil, coconut oil, almonds, almond butter. That's why we're recommending almonds as your emergency food. We're going to get into that here in a minute. But adding fats into your diet, basically what it does is it helps stabilize your blood sugar, because fat is what we'd call a long burning fuel. The carbohydrate gets in your bloodstream very quickly and it leaves very quickly, which creates this. When you add fats in, instead of having this, you have more of this. And the closer we are to this, the better we're going to be. The simple way to do this is to make sure that you're eating avocado, using olive oil on the meals that you're currently eating. Now, we also want you to be adding some snacks in between your meals, as we talked about in the first strategy. And what I recommend is basically essential fat type snacks, such as almonds. There's plenty of nuts. They have to be nuts. Peanuts, just so everybody knows, not really a nut. Misrepresentation. It's actually a legume, but it's called the nut. So it doesn't have the type of fat we're looking for, but eating peanuts rather than eating nothing will still do the job. So by adding essential fats into your diet with every feeding, that will be a major game changer in stabilizing blood sugar. Now, stabilizing blood sugar, keep in mind, it's going to be helpful for what we talked about with meds, but it's also going to be really helpful for stabilized energy. It's going to help you have more focus. And again, it's going to help you drop body fat. All right, let's go into the third strategy. We need to be eating easily digestible foods. So I know that sounds like how do I understand what that is? Well, the simplest way to think about it is getting rid of processed foods. There's another step to this, but let's talk about processed foods. Processed foods, obviously fast food, very processed. Let's just say you're going grocery shopping. The stuff that you're going to find in a box, highly processed. So, how do you find the food that's not processed? You shop around the outside of the store. You got your fruits, you got your vegetables, you got your milk, your eggs, your meats. This is non processed foods. Okay. Now, to go a step further would be look at single ingredient foods. Now, this is going pretty deep into, I'm not asking you to do this. I'm just helping you understand what a processed food is. A processed food is when you look at the ingredients, the majority of it you can't read. That's a problem. That's processed because that's a bunch of junk that your body has to get rid of before it can actually get to the nutrient value to get into your bloodstream to stabilize your blood sugar. So processed foods don't upload very efficiently. Your body needs easily uploadable food, easy to break down, easy to digest, easy to upload to give you good, stable energy by stabilizing your blood sugar. So, again, fast food out of the picture, looking at shopping on the perimeters of the store. And then, if you when in doubt, read the label. If you can't read all the junk, you're dealing with processed food. The extreme side of the equation, look at your single ingredient foods. And again, one more time, that's chicken, that's broccoli, that's beef, that's eggs, that's milk. Just literally, you look on the, well, you can't even look on the back of a thing of broccoli, but you can see there's only one ingredient when you're buying broccoli. So, all right, let's go to the fourth strategy. This one is actually very, very simple, very, very effective. It might be one of the most, actually, it is the most important one of the drill. Because if we don't do this, we're going to have a really, really, really difficult time stabilizing the blood sugar. And stabilizing the blood sugar is like the foundation of this whole talk. So I call it emergency foods. I recommend almonds as the primary emergency food. Why? Number one, they're essential fats. Number two, you can get these things anywhere. You can get them at, of course, grocery stores, but you can get them at gas stations, mini marts, and they got a bunch of cool flavors. So you don't have to get too bored. The almond is essential fat. And if you have, most people don't have a problem eating that, especially if they have cool flavors. Like my favorite is wasabi. Love those bad boys. Well, get some of these. What I recommend the little tubes. They're about this tall. It's a tube. You literally just rip the top off, pour it into your mouth, and you're good to go. There's 2 servings in there, which is perfect for a between meal snack. Now, you buy a bunch of these things. Where are you going to put them? You can put them in your desk. You can put them in your purse, your backpack, you name it, wherever you want to put it. The problem is you don't always have your purse next to you. You don't always have your backpack next to you. You're not always sitting at your desk. So what do? You put these bad boys in your pockets. Rarely get separate from your pants. But the key is you have to be able to respond quickly. If you notice you're starting to get hungry and you got to wait 30 minutes to get back to your office where those almonds in your desk, it's too late. We screwed it up. So by putting these almonds in your pockets, you can literally just whip one out when you feel that little bit of a rumble in your stomach, tear the top off, put it in your mouth, chew it up. Now, the perfect world is we want you to get to some water, which we're going to talk about that because that's the fifth step of this whole talk. But the key with the emergency foods is keeping them in your pocket is going to help you play air free ball. And it doesn't have to be difficult if you do this. So I think what you have to realize is this: as you start to execute these different strategies, you're going to notice that your appetite is increasing, which is a good thing. Because as you start to feed more often, as you start to make sure you're not hungry, your basically your metabolism is starting to grow. As your metabolism starts to grow, it needs more fuel, which you're going to get hungrier faster. Now, that's what I'm getting at. As this process unfolds, you're starting to, boy, I got some more energy. Boy, my pants are fitting better. All this great stuff's coming along, but you're also noticing that you're getting hungry a little bit faster. Well, if you don't move with that, all of what you're feeling will stop. So when you start to get more hungry from this process, embrace it because that's what's actually helping you with the stabilized blood sugar, which is going to help lower your meds, which is going to help lower body fat, which is going to give you more energy. So this is why it's so important why you have these almonds in your pockets, because you're going to start to get used to, well, yeah, but I need to eat something about every 3 hours roughly. Well, as this develops, that 3 hours may turn into 2.5 or 2 hours and 45 minutes. And that 15 minutes, that 30 minutes of you waiting to get to your food can blow this whole thing up. So again, in the beginning, when there's a lot of change going on, keep these almonds in your pockets, because as it develops, the timing is going to change and it's going to be hard for you to predict. Once you're up and running, you'll see that it's going to be much more predictable. But in the beginning, almonds in your pocket is absolutely key. Now, some other emergency food would be, hard-boiled eggs is a great one. They're easy to access also at mini marts and gas stations, especially grocery stores, but they're not quite as convenient. You're not going to have a sack of hard-boiled eggs in your pocket. Almonds, piece of cake. So make it simple. When you get out of the gate with this stuff, you'll realize, boy, for eating a few packages of almonds a day, I'm getting a lot of return for my little bit of effort. It's going to be a pretty easy trade. You're going to want to continue to make the trade. Now let's go to the fifth and final strategy to this whole thing: water. So your body needs water to digest efficiently. And going back to what we said before, we're looking for your digestion to be more optimized so that it will help with nutrient upload, which will stabilize your blood sugar, which will increase your metabolism. It's a nice big chain reaction. Well, when you eat something, your body actually needs water to digest efficiently. And I'm not talking about drinking water before you eat. We're not talking about any methodology to make yourself feel full. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to feed your body so it has what it needs. And as you get hungry, you're going to feed that hunger, which we talked about a minute ago with the emergency foods. But by drinking a glass of water every time you eat, whether it's a package of almonds or you're actually having a meal, you're giving your body the water it needs to digest efficiently. If you don't do this, what happens is your body has to go steal or pillage the water, so to speak, from your skin and your muscles, which takes a long time, which slows down digestion, which slows down nutrient upload, which destabilizes blood sugar, which then obviously even has a negative effect on your metabolism. So all of this stuff that we're talking about, they're very simple, actionable strategies and steps, but you have to make sure that you honor these things in a way that's going to actually help you. And again, none of this stuff is turning your life upside down. Very, very simple, very, very straightforward. And when you put these all together, you're going to literally feel better. You're going to have more energy. Probably notice that you're going to sleep better. You'll notice that your clothes are fitting better because you're dropping body fat. And then the next time you go get a checkup with your doctor, he's going to go, boy, things look better. And if you continue this path, what happens? And happens to, I can't tell you how many of my clients are diabetic, both type 1 and type 2. Type 2 are obviously much easier. How many of my clients, through proper management of how they live, their lifestyle, and what we're talking about here is a big chunk of it, we've basically reduced and even gotten many of them off meds altogether. Now, I didn't tell them to reduce it. They didn't make the choice on their own. Their doctor told them to stop taking or reduce. So again, this is real, actionable, simple, straightforward strategies that's going to help you with everything you're looking for. Because of course, you don't want to be taking meds, but more importantly, you want to feel good. You want to sleep good. You want to look good. Well, you've got 5 very simple, actionable strategies to help you get there.